Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens 2. Rebirth of Emperor Yang Part 50 based on novel. So let's start. In the distant sky, the previously empty square that covered the heaven and earth like a dark cloud has already been replaced by a wide crack at this moment, just like seeing the sun through the clouds, but anyone knows what terrible power that crack covers. At this moment, Xiao Yan and Hu Laoge stood opposite each other on the void square, and their eyes were full of sense. Xiao Yan stared at the old Hu monster in front of him with a pair of turbid old eyes. His eyes narrowed slightly and looked at the old Hu monster. There was an indelible dignified color in the depths of his eyes. In any case, he did not expect that Hu Laoge, whose strength was slightly inferior to that of him before January, was actually more refined than himself after January. In terms of strength alone, he was already one level ahead of himself. Xiao Yan, old ghost, how can I stop you now? When Hu Laoge saw Xiao Yan's surprised and suspicious face, he also pulled out a sneer on his dry, dark and yellow face. His thin palm was playing in the void in front of him. A faint momentum and pressure also spread quietly, which made dozens of semi-imperial strongmen in the game change their faces at the moment. Under their breath perception, although the strength of Hu Laoge is still good, but now its momentum is more powerful than the ordinary 8-star and half emperor. Even if it is better than Xiao Yan, it is a lot stronger. If the two fight, I'm afraid Xiao Yan will be difficult to beat it back. Of course, despite this, Xiao Yan still has red phosphorus, a strong man of the same level. Hu Laoge doesn't dare to do it easily. After all, the strength of the 8-star and a half emperors cannot be easily measured. Even if he is stronger than the two, even he has to retreat in front of the two 8-star and a half emperors. I can't imagine that you can break through to the later stage of the 8-star and half emperor in January, but even if you break through now, it's impossible to think about breaking through again in the future. Feeling the breath of old Hu, Xiao Yan smiled coldly in his eyes, and his eyes looked more and more gloomy. At the level of half emperor, the division of strength has become more and more refined. After all, the strong half emperor is too powerful. Even the world this week is difficult to suppress it. The more so, it is more and more difficult for the semi-emperor strong to improve their strength. It is not surprising that if the ordinary semi-emperor strong want to improve the strength of 1 star, they will be closed for 100 years. Even after 100 years of isolation, the strength of the Numenon may not be much improved. This statement is true. People who have been closed for 100 years are not allowed to break through. There have been many examples on the mainland. In this way, we can imagine how difficult it is to improve the strength of the semi-imperial strong. Therefore, some necessary division of strength is quietly spread across the whole continent. Above the half-emperor, each small realm is divided into 4 small realms: early stage, middle stage, late stage, and peak. This division also makes the world have a new understanding of their own strength. At the same time, the desire for strength is also burning again. 4th class division and 4th class strength are just like forcibly dividing the strong in the same realm into 3 teachings and 9 streams. Even if they are the same strong 8-star and half emperor, in front of the late 8-star and half emperor, Xiao Yan's strength in the middle of the 8-star and half emperor is still difficult to resist. It can also be understood why Xiao Yan felt so dignified after feeling the breath of old Hu monster. It can make a strong man in the middle of the 8-star and a half emperor feel dignified. The strength of the latter, I'm afraid, is the worst. Let's reach the later stage of the 8-star and a half emperor. As for the sneer on Xiao Yan's face, Hu Laoge smiled non-committally. In his eyes, he also flashed a sarcastic color and forced a breakthrough. However, he never said this. The reason why he made a move for Wei today is that his strength was improved in January. Under the strong impact of 3 imperial pills, his strength was finally improved again, and finally broke through to the level of the late 8-star and half emperor. Although the strength is not very stable in a short time, it is more than enough if you want to block Xiao Yan and them. Xiao Yan, I think you'd better save your heart and don't care about me anymore. The new high-level herbalist of your herbalist guild, hey, I'm afraid he's lost his soul under Wei Yi's all-out attack. Ha ha, a group of arrogant Lengtauking think that they can be unscrupulous with some strength. They really don't know the greatness of heaven and earth. Today's end is for him, wake up all your life. While Jiu Li was staring at the old monster with a cold face, the old ghost in front of him laughed, stroked his beard with one hand and looked at Jiu Li with a smile, as if he were waiting to see Jiu Li's angry face. Jiu Li's face changed again when he heard this. He only paid attention to the old monster in front of him, but he forgot about Xiao Yan. At the moment, once he turned around, his face immediately turned into anxiety. His eyes turned and looked in the direction of Xiao Yan. The first thing that came into view was the figure of red phosphorus standing in the void. Jiu Li was even more shocked when he saw this. If Xiao Yan had an accident and Wei Yi exhausted his strength, wouldn't his herbalist guild lose his wife and lose his soldiers today? Not only did he lose his long-standing association of medicine refiners, but also a talented medicine refiner with more development prospects. After this, Jiu Li was afraid that he was bound to break Wei Yi's body into pieces, frustrate his bones and ashes, and vent his hatred. The next moment, with Jiu Li's scarlet eyes looking at the past, a not very strong man figure slowly reflected in Jiu Li's eyes. Wearing a black robe, he has a tall and straight posture and a beautiful face. He stands aloof, but in his eyes, there is a sense of indifference and disdain. This person is not Xiao Yan. Who else can there be? Seeing this scene, Jiu Li seemed to have lost his old eyes. The scarlet color in his eyes quickly receded like a tide, shook his head gently, and then looked at it again. At the next moment, Jiu Li's eyes suddenly opened, showing an incredible look in his eyes, and he was shocked by the scene in front of him. After seeing Jiu Li's startled face, old monster who couldn't help raising his eyebrows. Based on his understanding of Jiu Li's face looked suspicious at the moment. When Hu Laoge turned and looked, just for a moment, Hu Laoge, who was a strong man in the later period of the 8-star-and-half emperor, was still like those semi-emperor strong men in the stands. His face suddenly became wonderful. Where Jiu Li saw it, Xiao Yang was not afraid when he faced the huge blade of Ling Qian. He just poked out 2 fingers and clamped the terrible blade. Such power can really shake people's hearts. A 1.5-star emperor's all-out strike was solved by Xiao Yang's understatement. If it was spread, I'm afraid the southwest region of the mainland will cause a great sensation. 1.5-star emperor is not a detached and absolute strong man in this southwest region, but it is also the supreme strong man who really stands at the top of the pyramid. But now, a 1.5-star emperor is so vulnerable in front of Xiao Yang, a 3.5-star emperor. Even if Xiao Yang is a 3.5-star emperor and is stronger than Wei Yi in strength, I'm afraid some 2.5-star emperors can't resist Wei Yi's knife. However, now, this powerful knife is directly broken by Xiao Yang with 2 fingers. This means is not shocking. Above the sky, Xiao Yang's dragon arm slowly dissipated, and a white, tender and smooth arm like a baby's skin also slowly appeared in the sun. The arm is casually negative behind, and a pair of clear eyes are also slowly closed, as if searching for something. At the same time, an invisible force also repaired Xiao Yang's disappeared sleeve robe behind Xiao Yang's arm. Quietly, a breeze is coming, which makes Xiao Yang's clothes and robes can't help stirring with the wind. Although all this seems invisible, it also makes the people present feel a burst of blood boiling for Xiao Yang's action, and their hearts can't help but burst out a cry of harmony. Domineering. When a man is in the world, he can control the universe and regret the sky. If he can do one of them, it can be regarded as a real worthwhile trip. If he can break through, his achievements in the future will be not low. However, today, Xiao Yang reverses the law of heaven and earth, which seems to be a situation of death, but he regrets it. Wei Yi's death today must have a great effect on Xiao Yang. After all, no matter what, before Xiao Yang really started, Wei Yi let him feel the breath of the door of life and death again. Most friars, usually at this moment, can only show their real strength and stimulate the hidden terrorist potential in their bodies. At the same time, they can make their overall strength go further, so as to reverse life and death and find a way to live. Although the breath was very ethereal just now, even Xiao Yang almost couldn't catch it, but fortunately, Although it didn't have any great effect, Xiao Yang still felt a palpitation in his heart. This is enough for Xiao Yang. Recalling the strange feeling that has passed away in his heart, Xiao Yang's heart is surprisingly calm. Even everything outside is forgotten by him. The whole person seems to exist in another world. After a good film, Xiao Yan's lightly closed eyes finally opened slowly. A pair of brighter eyes slowly scanned around, as if they were here for the first time. This? Xiao Yang frowned slightly, but he soon woke up. Everything in his memory returned to his mind in an instant. In the end, Xiao Yang's eyes also slowly fell on Ji Li with a surprised face. Cough cough, and write a little more, old face read, as soon as possible into the Alchemy Link collection. Xiao Yanmu looked at Ji Li, who was still in the midst of emotional excitement. A thin line of almost invisible fire suddenly flashed through Ji Li's eyes. While Ji Li was passing through the thin line, his whole spirit was shocked in an instant. It was like hearing the roar of thunder and suddenly woke up. Rock Owl. This? You just... The power that Xiao Yangang just showed also made Ji Li a little confused when he spoke. Although he wanted to express it, he finally got stuck in his throat. Xiao Yang smiled faintly when he saw this. Naturally, he understood what Ji Li wanted to express, but the power he had just shown was beyond Ji Li's understanding of the 3-star half-emperor. If Xiao Yang becomes an 8-star and a half-emperor in the future, I'm afraid even with Ji Li's strength, it is difficult to suppress him. I can't say that he will be counterpressed by him. It's just that the 3-star half-emperor has the fighting skills that can forcibly cross the rank and fight against the 6-star half-emperor. Such strength can already be called against the sky. But now, Xiao Yang, who is already strong, not only has extremely powerful high-level fighting skills, but also even this flesh body is so strong that 2 fingers can solve the full blow of a 1-star and a half-emperor. Such achievements are really terrible. 2 fingers have stronger power than 1-star and a half-emperor, but if these 10 fingers are fully open, how powerful will that power be? I'm afraid that even with the strength of the late 2-star and half-emperor, Xiao Yang's body can kill him. The fall of Wei Yi today is bound to become a stepping stone for Xiao Yang. I'm afraid the name of Rock Owl will spread all over the southwest in a few days. On the Void Square, Ji Li's voice also made everyone in the field wake up in an instant. Those semi-emperor supreme and powerful people don't have to say more. In addition to being shocked, they have only been shocked. As for the countless spectators on the stand, after Wei Yi's golden knife was clamped by Xiao Yang's 2 fingers, he put everything in the scene into his eyes. Now he came back to his mind, which immediately made the stand chaotic. For those people on the stand, Xiao Yang is too lazy to pay attention, and those semi-imperialist strong people have no time to pay attention. At the moment, all their attention is focused on the only focus in the game, Xiao Yang. I'm sorry, President Ji Li. He accidentally killed the chief herbalist of your herbalist guild. However, in my opinion, this is a hidden danger for the herbalist guild. After all, Wei Yi's practice today is against the herbalist guild. For the eyes that came from everywhere, Xiao Yang directly chose to ignore them. He looked at Ji Li with a smile at the corners of his mouth, and the remaining light in the corners of his eyes glanced at the old Hu monster beside Ji Li from time to time. At the same time, Xiao Yang inadvertently saw Hu Leogei's eyes, which passed over from Mo Zhai. Suddenly, Xiao Yang also understood a little in his heart. I'm afraid he wasn't invited by Wei Yi. A thought flashed in Xiao Yang's heart, but a smile floated on the corner of his mouth again. With a flash of his body, he came to Guli. Such a terrible speed also made the old Hu monster on one side show a look of surprise, but even with a cold hum, his eyes looked inexplicably at Xiao Yang, and his thin body gradually became illusory. Finally, under Ji Li's exploration, he left completely, and Xiao Yang stood quietly in the void, waiting for Hu Leogei to leave. As an 8-star and a half emperor, Hu Leogei knows that in front of Ji Li with similar strength, he has no possibility to hide his breath. It's no fun to play those little tricks. Rock Owl, you just did that move, you okay? When Hu Leogei left, Ji Li couldn't help asking Xiao Yang's concern, and Xiao Yang smiled faintly, stretched out his right hand and grasped it out of thin air. In an instant, in the space, the continuously visible energy of heaven and earth condensed rapidly, and turned into a drop of pure milky white energy in Xiao Yang's palm, and the power contained in it is enough to make a high-level fighting saint break through a level. Ji Li understood this in his heart, but it was even more incredible when he looked at him. For this, Xiao Yan had to shrug his shoulders and didn't say much. Now that Wei Yi is dead, Ji Li naturally won't say much. Even if he is the chief herbalist of the Herbalist Association, his practice has touched the bottom line of the Herbalist Association. After all, nominally, Xiao Yang is also a member of his Herbalist Association. Therefore, even if Xiao Yang doesn't kill him, Ji Li and Kai Phosphorus will never let him go. Wei Yi's death has always been a big concern in Ji Li and Chi Phosphorus's heart. Now Wei Yi digs his own grave. Naturally, they are happy. How can they blame Xiao Yang? Ji Li smiled at Xiao Yang, then his body flashed and suddenly appeared in the center of the void square. His mind moved, and an invisible threat swept the whole void square in an instant. The moment before, it was like the grandstand of the vegetable market. While the prestige spread, it suddenly became plain. At the moment, Uleode has left the square. Ji Li is the strongest of course, and the strong can always be the master. Ladies and gentlemen, the former chief refiner of our herbalist guild wants to betray us because he resents our guild and wants to kill the linked elders of our herbalist guild. These perfidious people will be investigated to the end by our herbalist guild. Now this traitor has been killed by the elder Yang Xiao of our herbalist guild. I, Ji Li, on behalf of the herbalist guild, hereby announce that the new chief herbalist will be the elder Yang Xiao. Ji Li's words shocked not only the countless people in the stands, but also Xiao Yang himself. He was so confused that he was appointed as the chief medicine refiner. Ji Li ignored the change of Xiao Yang's face. After a pause, he continued to say, "From now on, Elder Yang Xiao has the same rights as Old Man Ji Li and Vice President Red Phosphorus in our herbalist guild. The three of us are on an equal footing. Everyone in the field, if anyone doesn't like Elder Yang Xiao, you can come to our herbalist guild. Naturally, someone will treat you well." In the end, the threat in Ji Li's words was getting stronger and stronger, which changed the complexion of many semi-imperial strongmen in the field, and the curious idea in his heart was quickly extinguished. After hearing Ji Li's words, Mo Shai's face became more and more gloomy, and his heart also knew that today's herbalist meeting could not be carried out as usual, so he had to wait for tomorrow. He cut Xiao Yang and Ji Li fiercely. Mo Shai put away the danfang in his palm. As soon as his big sleeve was thrown away, he snorted coldly, and then walked away. The Herbalist Guild is a hall where all the top leaders of the association gather. Xiao Yang, as the new chief herbalist, is naturally indispensable. Several people took their seats. Xiao Yang's rather young face made your eyes turn to Xiao Yang involuntarily. Of course, it was more because of Xiao Yang's strength and his current status. As the chief herbalist of the Herbalist Guild, Xiao Yang's status in the Herbalist Guild cannot be shaken even if he is comparable to Ji Li and Red Phosphorus. In addition, with the support of him and his two people, Xiao Yang's position in the Herbalist Guild cannot be shaken. When you are seated, Ji Li on the main seat also turns his eyes to Xiao Yang with a smile, takes a sip of the tea in his hand and laughs. "Brother Yang Xiao, I really don't know what you've done since January. The breath on your body is so thick. I'm afraid it's no worse than the General 6-star and half Emperor." Once Ji Li's words came out, all the elders in the field showed a look of surprise. Such an outstanding younger generation made them feel ashamed in their hearts. At a young age, he not only grinds his attainments in medicine refining to such an extent, but also his strength is so strong. The means to connect the sky is that even the 6-star and half Emperor has to bow down and apologize in front of him. How can these old guys not feel helpless? The elders looked at each other, but they all saw the helpless color in each other's eyes. The great world came. The central world is already the world of young people. They, the strong of the older generation, really should abdicate and give way to the good. Whether it's the semi-holy boy of the Li family, Xiao Yan in front of him, or the more mysterious leader of the Union Pavilion, these three people are the real Chenjia leaders in the southwest of the mainland and the real dragon among people. Today, they have an unlimited future, and in the future, they may not become a hero. The world may not be controlled by them. Before the great world, standing in line early may be an opportunity for them to witness. If we can have a good relationship with them, as long as they have the opportunity to rise, their future generations can also be protected by them and have a place in this world. Hearing Ji Li's words, Xiao Yan smiled non-committally and didn't elaborate. Ji Li didn't ask much, but stood up slowly from his seat and smiled at Xiao Yan. Brother Yang Xiao, you are now the chief herbalist of my herbalist guild. I have a very high status. As the president of the guild, I sincerely hope Elder Yang Xiao can win the honor for my herbalist guild. Xiao Yang also laughed when he heard this. Since Ji Li wanted to help himself avoid some unnecessary trouble, he certainly wanted it. Now all his thoughts are on refining medicine, and he is too lazy to pay attention to those guys outside. If he can do one thing less, he would do one thing less. With this in mind, Xiao Yang even nodded and smiled, but also stood up and smiled at Ji Li. Don't worry, President. Since I have become the chief medicine refiner, I will not lower the name of our guild. I will do my best tomorrow. As soon as Xiao Yang said this, Ji Li also smiled and looked at the red phosphorus on one side. The elders under the stage also looked at Xiao Yang with a smile on their face. They all looked sad. When Ji Li was about to speak again, there was a burst of thunderous laughter outside the hall, which made all the people present change their faces. At the moment, their smiling faces were replaced by a dignified color. With their half-emperor's strength, it is not difficult to see that the strength of these people has reached the later stage of the 7-star half-emperor, which is more powerful than Fang Zun and Wang Qi, who were killed by Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang also looked at the place where the big laughter came from. Did someone really want to rush into the herbalist guild to find him? When the people felt dignified for it, Ji Li and Kai Phosphorus walked slowly in front of the people, stood quietly and waited for the man's arrival. Ha ha, why, it's only been decades. Old Man Goose Strength has stepped into the middle of the 8-star and half-emperor. Ha ha, it's really good. Before people arrived, the heroic laughter like thunder came again, which made such a large herbalist guild tremble. After hearing this, Ji Li turned his eyes directly. Compared with the guy coming at the moment, his progress is not even 1/10 of that of others. Ha ha, Lao Ju, you've finally come back. I just can't imagine that your strength has reached such a level after decades of kung fu. Tut tut, you're really a terrible guy. It seems that you'll be 8.5 stars in a short time. The thunder-like voice of the words had not dispersed, but the red phosphorus was followed by the man's voice, and a heroic laugh came out again. It seems that Ji Li and red phosphorus are also familiar with the people who came, otherwise they would not be so casual. However, the meaning of red phosphorus's words made Xiao Yang confused. An 8-star and a half emperor even pointed to a 7-star and a half emperor and said that his cultivation speed was terrible, which was a little strange. From his exploration, the strength of this person is really good in the later stage of the 7-star and half emperor. How can this cultivation speed be called the word terror? In the doubt of Xiao Yang's heart, a bald old man with black robe, strong body, nearly 2 meters tall and an invincible overbearing breath appeared in the hall. As soon as the old man entered, Xiao Yang immediately felt an invisible pressure and suddenly attacked himself and others. After feeling the pressure, all the elders in the field stepped back involuntarily, which forced them to resist the pressure. As for Xiao Yang, although the pressure was strong, when he bullied his body, Xiao Yang obviously felt that his body surface had an invisible force of space, which swallowed up part of the power of the pressure, and the rest of the pressure was like nothing in front of Xiao Yang's terrible body. Ji Li went to Kai Phosphorus to see this scene. They couldn't help looking at each other again, but they all saw the surprised color in each other's eyes. Others don't know. How can they know that this invisible pressure is the natural domineering of the bald old man at the moment? Everywhere they go, they are like the top of Mount Tai, which is difficult to resist. Unless they are superior in strength and can completely remove them with their own strength, even the strong at the same level will greatly reduce their strength in front of the bald old man. If you were an ordinary 3-star semi-emperor, I'm afraid it would be more unbearable than those elders, but looking at Xiao Yan at the moment, he seems to be as if nothing had happened. Even the bald old man was surprised. It seems that seeing the doubts on the bald old man's face, Jiu Li smiled, looked at Xiao Yan, introduced to the bald old man and said, "This is... Are you the rock owl?" Jiu Li's words had just been exported. The bald old man took the first step, looked directly at Xiao Yan and asked. Hearing the speech, Xiao Yan also looked at the bald old man. When he looked at him with his 4 eyes, he couldn't help but feel a sudden shock. In the depths of his mind, a sense of source respect also spread quickly. Just for a moment, Xiao Yan regained his mind, quickly moved his eyes a little, and Mulu solemnly said, "Yes, I'm Yang Xiao, the chief herbalist of the Herbalist Guild." "Who is your excellency?" Hearing Xiao Yang's slightly unhappy words, the bald old man laughed, then looked straight, ignored the frown beside him, looked at Jiu Li, took a big step, walked to a chair opposite Xiao Yang and sat down. Then he grabbed the jade teapot on the table and poured it hard. Then he smiled at Xiao Yang. "Who are you?" "Ha ha, ha ha, your position now is where I sat 100 years ago. Do you understand what I said?" As soon as the voice fell, the bald old man suddenly looked at Xiao Yang. In a pair of domineering eyes, he suddenly shot an invisible beam of light. With the terror of penetrating everything, he instantly tore the void and shot at Xiao Yang. Feel the terrible power on the invisible beam, and the look on Xiao Yang's face also changed at this moment. If it were normal, even if the old man was a 7-star-and-a-half emperor, Xiao Yang could face it. But at the moment, this move of the bald old man made Xiao Yang feel the most dangerous breath in history. This blow seemed to be extremely compressed and condensed with the purest soul power, and finally broke out. Even with Xiao Yang's soul power now, it can't resist it. And this is enough to show its power. However, what shocked Xiao Yang most at the moment was that the bald old man had reached the 3rd rank of the herbalist. The 3rd order herbalist, I'm afraid that some of the real fighting emperor strong people will fall for it. The herbalist at this level has transcended the category of semi-emperor strong people. In his eyes, semi-emperor strong people are like nothingness. This is not to say how strong the 3rd order herbalist is, but because what the 3rd order herbalist represents behind it is definitely not just a herbalist. That will be the real fighting emperor. This video will end here.